And Jorge, don't worry if we mess up, because anything will be edited out.
Yeah, we can chop it up, so.
Got it recording? All right. Welcome back, Fam Bam. It's Marshall Mathis again, Redlands and Henry Bush Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning. And today, kind of another little different episode of Inside the Red Truck. Today, I'm going to be introducing you guys to one of our plumbing technicians. This technician has done some great things, so we definitely want to highlight him and give him the kudos that he well deserves. So I'm going to welcome to the stage Jorge Estrada. Man, welcome in.
Thank you. You and Mike have been talking about getting this moving and rolling, and I've been excited ever since he first introduced the podcast to the company and everything, and he's just been a great asset to the team with the marketing and everything. So
yeah, it's Mike is fun to work with, and he does a great job on these podcasts. I'm just a filler for the seat, so he does a great job. So we wanted to bring Jorge in this morning. In Southern California, we have a couple of different schools that people that are in the construction trades send their employees to, people who want to grow their careers, guys who want to get their contractor's license, people who are just really looking to grow, and we you guys heard us talk on this podcast on a couple of times that, we're a company of growth, right? We have that acronym that's great, stands for, the G, the first letter of that acronym is growth, right? And then Jorge's definitely been exhibiting that over these last couple of, really the last year, but kind of want to talk about what he does, because like I said, there's two schools that everybody goes to. There's the ABC, which is the Associated Builders and Contractors. That's one company. We definitely have some guys that go there. A lot of our new construction division guys go there, and they're learning the plumbing side there. And then we also have the PHCC, which stands for the Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling Contractors of America. And Jorge and some of our previous guests, Noah is actually part of that. Noah went last year, or is still going, but is actually, I think he's graduating this year.
Yeah, he is.
And so Jorge's also been a part of that. And we got some really exciting news a couple of weeks ago. And that's kind of what we're going to talk about this morning is Jorge. First things first, Jorge found out that he was awarded a scholarship. Tell us a little bit about that, Jorge.
So the scholarship was offered back a few months ago, I think before the new year. And the way it consisted of was, it was an opportunity to get your year paid for, depending on the different scholarship programs. There was different tiers. A certain amount was going to exceed probably around 2 years. The middle term was going to cover 1 year, and then the other would cover like a semester. And we're really fortunate that coming on to this company, Tyler, he takes care of that. And I kind of had a humbling moment in those moments, because I was like, well, look, I've been very fortunate. I've been very blessed with all the opportunities the company has provided for me, and I wanted to be able to shine and give back and to show my grace towards that. And so I was like, if I wasn't in this company, I would have applied for that scholarship to try to help in the funds, because balancing career, full-time school, that's a difficult thing.
Yeah, it's not cheap.
And everything is so expensive in this economy
right
now. So I was like, let me give it my best shot. And I was like, that would definitely help out the company. They're paying for multiple employees to go to school. I have a lot of guys alongside me. We're in this third year right now. And it was a great opportunity, and I got elected to win a scholarship, and it covered out my full year term.
Beautiful. So good job on that, man. Definitely saves the company some money. Tyler, I don't think is really worried about that as much as the effort that goes into that, right? Because one of the things going to school is great, but achieving a level at the school where you're rewarded for your attendance, for your grades, for your participation, because there's a lot of things that go into that, right? It's not just, hey, this guy's here every week, hey, this guy's trying. It's this guy's a participatory student. This guy, we can see that he wants to grow. We can see that this guy's trying to lead the class. So I love that, man. That's great. So that was step one, right? Jorge got the scholarship. We've had a couple of guys get that scholarship. We also had Mario. I definitely want to shout out Mario. Mario got a scholarship as well. Mario Alvarado is one of our HVAC technicians here at the shop, and he's going to school as well, and I love seeing him get that scholarship as well. And then Noah's gotten the scholarship in the past. He got that last year. So what a feat from a small company at the end of the valley, just absolutely killing it. We from the ABC, they have some award. They have a yearly competition where you first go to your region, and then you go to the state, and then you go to nationals. And we were blessed enough as a company to have Jesus go all the way to nationals, and then at nationals place second. Think about that. This little company at the end of the valley, right? We're at the very end of the valley, right? And this company is just kicking butt and taking names. And as one of the leaders in the company, I can tell you that's a proud papa moment. As the leader of the service department, you and Mario and Noah getting these awards that you guys are getting, man, it just shows the time and effort that we take in hiring, that we are looking for the right guys, and you guys continue to prove that out every single month and year. And so we appreciate all your hard work, bud. We know it's a sacrifice.
Yeah, we appreciate your guys' mentorship, your guys' faith and belief in us. Just the opportunity to be able to work within this company and all the things that you guys do. So it's kind of like we want to, I'm talking to know about this, we want to be a reflection of our thankfulness to you guys. And that's kind of how we show it, is giving back.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Look, there's a lot of guys in that school. What's that, like in your class at night? What's the total number in your class at night?
I believe we got around 4 different tier levels, and we got at least 30 to 40. Second year has 50 and up there climbing. First year, I'm not even too sure, but I do know there's quite a bit of people, and it's different companies too.
Yeah. Do me a favor, Jorge, pull that mic a little bit closer to you, bud. Yeah, there you go. You're not as loud and braggadocious as I am, so I'm going to need you to be a little bit louder. All right. Yeah. So, I definitely, a second award came, and this is, it's almost like sitting here bragging on the company because, last year we won this award. This year we're winning this award again. So the PHCC looks at all their apprentices that are going to the school right now, and at the end of the year, what they do is they're picking an apprentice of the year. Now, last year we were grateful that Noah had stepped up and really applied himself there at the school, and Noah got that award. And for a small company, like I said, man, I'm going to keep saying it because it's just such a cool statement. That little company at the end of the valley, we won that award last year, and then this year, all of a sudden, we find out that Mr. Jorge Estrada also won the Apprentice of the Year, man. Great job, brother. I'm proud of you, man.
I was like, there's no background.
Yeah, hey, he'll cut that in and editing, man. It's
cheering in there for you, dude.
Yeah, what an amazing moment, though. When you called me, man, I was just like I said before, man, as the leader of the team, my growth, I'm into my position. I've been in the industry for years, but to watch you young guys just absolutely slay the schooling, just really step up and just become the men that we want you guys to be, the professionals that we want you guys to be. It's really cool. So, man, again, we're gonna have, when's the award? Is it this Saturday?
2 Saturdays. Or 2 Fridays, yeah.
2 Fridays from now. So we got a big awards banquet down in Anaheim, I believe, that we're going to be going to at the PHCC Gala. And
it's like a red carpet of the trades industry.
It really is, man. And I was supposed to go last year for Noah's, and I was sick with the flu. Timing is always bad at these things. I tell you, they do it in the winter when everybody's sick. But we're super excited about that, Jorge. It's going to be a night for guys like yourself to shine, right? And one of the things that going back to the great concept, I think there's a lot of companies out there that say they want to be great and they want to be different. And before I get you started, what do you think being different means to you here at Redlands? What does it mean to you?
It's changed my whole outlook on the tradesmen in the industry. I've had experiences with different past work careers and just what was focused on, and it wasn't even, terrible or to talk bad, but it was more just like it was kind of going to work and just doing it and not really looking past the root of the problem, or really understanding what it means to serve and to take care of somebody. And I think the great analogy you use as far as like when you're going to the doctors, you don't want to just be prescribed some Advil or Tylenol, and you want to find out what's wrong with you. You want to feel better, and you want to know you're taken care of. You want to be given that assertiveness. Homes they're huge impacts and investments in our lives, and I've seen the opposite side where something has happened and it's too late, and people are feeling all kinds of emotions.
Right.
And if we can take care of somebody, if we can keep someone in a whole and safe place, I mean, that just makes me feel so much happier, and I go to bed a lot better. And
and that's our goal every day, right? We have, I can't even guess, probably 40 to 50 homes we're going to a day where somebody's having a bad day. And then we get to step into that moment, right? And that's our ask of you guys, is to be the difference. And you're definitely out there living that out on a daily basis. So I want to kind of dive into your background for a minute, man. What of all the things Jorge Estrada could have done, what kind of led you to the trades? What made you think about this as a career?
It's funny. When I was growing up, I was not interested in being tool savvy. I didn't feel mechanically inclined. I kind of pushed myself away from it, but I got into working. I was in the health industry, and I made connections to get into real estate and mortgaging, and I love the idea of homes. But I also saw a lot of times where homes got messed up, and all the case around a little bit before the pandemic, I got into the trades where it was around electrical, and I really liked it. I'd learned some things about how my mind worked with it, and I ended up having a great opportunity to get into a company that provided schooling so I can grow my education and to be able to serve the community. And I got into my apprenticeship program with you guys. I had a little bit of background. My mom used to be an apartment complex manager, and with that I saw a basis of plumbing. I saw a basis of working around with my hands. Like I said, I didn't really like it back then, but it's probably my number one thing now. I mean, I love working on stuff at the house for my family, all those things.
One of the resounding themes I hear from guys who just really enjoy the trades is that, man, I get to be the hero. I get to be the guy that fixes it. I get to, this, like we just said, prior to starting this little conversation, is, unfortunate. Our clients they're in a time of need, man. I mean, sometimes it's dramatically a need. We get there and there's water all over the house. There's boards being lifted up on the ground because there's water underneath. Sometimes, HVAC systems have flooded the attic because, the condensation line has gotten plugged and there was no pan and the install wasn't done correctly. I mean, it's amazing kind of what we walk into, and getting to be that hero is such a cool moment, right? Where we can really, and that client, we understand, and I think that's what we do well here, is that we understand that, our clients have choices, right? They're going to have another choice after this visit, right? In some of the trade magazines, you'll read that the average homeowner has at least 2 tradesmen in their house every 7 years, right? So they're going to have another experience. They're going to have another moment. We want to earn that right. We want to earn that right to come back into that home. Let me ask you this. Over the course of the last couple of years, as you've been working, you worked through your apprenticeship, now you run your own truck out there on a daily. Any milestones, any just memories of learning or growth that just really kind of stick out in your head?
The apprenticeship was the most impactful, and that's what's really led to be a reflection of how I've been doing in my career as a technician. Because, man, the team just blew me away. The management and how close you guys are to really, just caring about the little things, caring about the overall picture, our families, and just a life balance, And when I was during my apprenticeship, the guys took me under their wing as if they were just big brothers willing to teach. And that's not something common or that you hear of. A lot of people that are in the trades, they're like, I got my knowledge to make me money, and you got to figure it out on your own, because then you're competition. And it wasn't here. It wasn't like that. And just being able to be taught and the right way. That's what made a huge difference. It was more than just the technical.
Right.
It was the service. This is how you take care of people. This is how you'd want someone to take care of your mom, your grandparent, and everything.
Well, that's what's really cool here. I know I'm the person who teaches the process, but I tell you, we have Wes who teaches the technical side, right? And Wes has been with the company over 40 years, right? Going 41 years now, right? I mean, heck, I was a 9-year-old little kid sitting in 3rd grade when Wes was here doing plumbing work. So it's crazy to think that, right? But, I think having that technical trainer here, having somebody to really guide you guys, having somebody that you guys can lean on is just such a blessing, right? And, I love that you've accepted all that teaching and that you've done it, with a humble attitude. If you were sitting out there listening to Inside the Red Truck and you were, 18, 19, 20 years old and you're sitting there thinking to yourself, man, is that for me? Tell me a little bit about the challenges. What would make a great plumber or HVAC technician in your brain? What is it that Jorge has learned that, man, that's really what it takes?
Man, thinking back when I was 18 and 19 and what was on my mind, it was more like I just wanted to be financially free and I wanted to focus on all the things that weren't really like purpose driven.
Right.
And I think there's a niche to understanding like where your heart is and what you find fulfillment in, and finding that balance where you can also make a living and you can feel good at night coming home.
Right.
And that happiness at work. You're spending 75% of your life at work. It's important in your environment, and I would say the plumbing is an amazing career to get into, and like we can learn HVAC and all those other sort of trades that are in it. But most importantly is my whole purpose is driven with what I'm looking for longevity. I don't want something that's just going to deliver me quick income and
a career, right?
Yeah, a career.
And that I can't tell you how many times in an interview we've told guys we're not looking for guys who want a job. Because you can't do it. If it's just a job, this will quickly weed you out.
Yeah, don't break.
Right? There's too many nights that you're out late. There's too many. I mean, last night we had Bible study, and we had a couple of guys that weren't there, not because they didn't want to be there, but hey, guess what? When our customers have problems, we got to be there. And so, I love that it does take somebody who's willing to be dedicated. It does take somebody who's willing to sacrifice. I think the career definitely pays itself back, especially when you're with the right company,
100%.
right? And that's what's great. I mean, listen, not to float his boat, but I mean, we have a great owner, Tyler, and he puts a lot back into this company. And you guys going to school is just one of those things, right? I mean, that's something that a lot of technicians couldn't financially afford, when they're young in their career and trying to grow their career. And that's why you see guys going to school when they're in their 40s and 50s, because they might be able to financially afford it at that point, but they're already so far long in their career. And I love watching you young guys who are still in your 20s out there growing your career, getting your learn on. So I kind of want to dive back into that for a second. So you won the PHCC Apprentice of the Year. I mean, like I said, I can't give you enough kudos for that. What was the determining factors? What set you apart from the other guys who might be going for that award?
I had a conversation with Noah, and I paid really close attention to him. He was a great mentor to me and a leader when I was in my apprenticeship. We got really close, and I saw this guy, dude, just killing it. I mean, doing amazing in his work, his craft. He was still kind of new in his career and early on, and he was representing the school, being the student of the year as well. He was doing great with the company, and this was inspiring to me. And I was like, I mean, him and I connect. We have an energy that's kind of the same. And he would always tell me, he's like, dude, you can do all this too. And I'm like, you know what? And so when it came about understanding what it took for the Apprentice of the Year, I wanted to focus in on like, this guy did not go looking to be that representative. He wasn't like, oh, boom, I just have to fit into that role. He was like, I want to grow in all aspects of my life and allow to see where that takes me.
Right.
And so I just wanted to have a shift at that moment. And I was like, if I'm going to make a difference in this year with some goals and achievements, I can't be in it for what it can be. I have to, I can't be in it for me.
Right.
I have to be in it for what it can be and allow that to work within itself.
Right.
And so I just tried applying myself in my work, If there were new apprentices, I wanted to try to teach the education and share my passion for how I felt towards, working. If there was just opportunities, to help out the company, or with school, if there was times I could stay a little later and, help out other companies. I mean, there was sometimes some tension in classes, and I just started getting close to everybody. And, if they were feeling like, I don't really know this, I'd sit them on the side and be like, hey, I'm struggling with this too. Let's work on it. Let's see what we can do. And the mentor, he was just like starting to pay close attention, our instructor. And
so what did it feel like, man? You get that phone call saying that you've won. What did that feel like, man?
It was getting really close to the point of the event not being too far away, and I was like, I kind of accepted it, like, hey, it's all right, next year, right, maybe an opportunity. I probably didn't get it this year. This guy calls me last minute, it's like 8 p.m., and he's like, all right, you've been my pain in my appendix of the year. He was like, now you can represent being our apprentice of the year. And I'm like, this guy's always joking, like, he didn't mean it. He's like, I'm serious, I'm sending you the dates. Congratulations, I think you've been doing really well. And I called the owner, I called you guys, I let my parents know, because it was something that, if I could have gotten that opportunity, I would have loved to represent it, being the student of the year. So it was exciting, man.
I love it. So what's next for Jorge, man? You've I think it's always kind of cool, right? You kind of set some goals for yourself. You've achieved those. One of the things that I can't tell you how many conversations, you guys on the outside don't know this, but, we do training classes every single morning, right? Monday through Friday, we do training classes, and we're always trying to, it goes back to that acronym GREAT, right? We're trying to live that out. We're trying to grow together. We're trying to be bigger, faster, stronger, right? And just better representations of plumbing to the outside world. We understand, we know that plumbing and HVAC, unfortunately, doesn't have great reputations out in the world. We get that. We ourselves know that, right? And we're trying to change that one interaction at a time, right? That's why we have that thread of, we're going to be the difference, right? Because we know that we go up to somebody's house until they've experienced it, they probably have some negative connotations running around in their brain, right? They got some thought patterns that we might not be that, if we knew what they were thinking, we probably wouldn't feel very good, right? But the cool thing is we do have an opportunity to change that, right? We do have an opportunity. So looking at the success that you've had now, what's next for Jorge? What's that next goal that you're putting into your career?
Well, I'm still going to be finishing up school. I still got a year left, and I'd really be excited to help, and keep that tradition going. Work with Noah. I'll work alongside him. He's our supervisor. Right. See what sort of opportunities I can help him in being some sort of lead, or me helping hand in whatever position his weight, carries, and trying to just see what sort of opportunities I can teach new oncoming apprentices, and being a guide, a leader to them.
We have a really good apprentice right now, Juan. He's out there.
He's ready.
He's out there killing it.
Getting ready, yeah.
That's exciting, man. It's exciting to think that, it's kind of funny, man. These guys come in and, as somebody who's hired, heck, I don't know how many hundreds of people in my career. You always hope for the best for every single one of them, right? But man, when you start watching you young guys live this out, I'm old in my career, man. I'm long in the tooth by now, man. I'm 50. I'm not young and spry anymore. But man, that's what's beautiful now, right? Is watching you guys grow in your career, watching you grow, watching you get bigger and faster, stronger. Tell me a little bit about balancing that work life. Personal life and continued learning. How's that been, trying to balance all that? I'm sure it's hard.
Man, what really helps me, when I was younger, I got into bodybuilding at like around 15, and I actually got certified. I got licensed, and I was working at multiple gyms. I worked at EOS here in Redlands as well. And so health has been a huge part of my life for a long time. And I got to go to the gym. I got to get some stress out. Taking care of my body, making sure I'm stretching, staying active. That work-life balance. I'm a super family-oriented person, and spending time with them, I can. I love the fact that I can take care of my family and help them out too. And just not worry about that. They're and you got to enjoy those emergency late late night calls, turn on the music, put on some worship or something, but get it going, because you lose a little bit of sleep, but it's all worth it when you get in there and people are like, oh my gosh, there's water everywhere, call the ambulance, call the fire. You're like, call everybody.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I can't tell you how many times I've walked into the house and unfortunately there's a remediation company already involved. You got drywall taken up to the 4-foot level of the room. You got carpet gone. You got tile. I mean, the list goes on, right? And here's the sad reality. And I mean, you and I talk about this a lot. There's a really good chance that could have been avoided. Mm-hmm. There's a really good chance that if they would have had the proper, partner from a HVAC perspective or a plumbing perspective or electrical perspective for some of the electrical fires that happen, it could have been avoided. And I know that's something that you and Noah and the team take very seriously, right? Our role in protecting that home. What does that feel like for you, just knowing that you have that responsibility?
Man, it feels like I cannot miss on sharing that. I think the greatest analogy and what really helped sink that teeth in was we get told to maintenance our vehicle, and that's a third, maybe even if that, a cost of a home, and that has maintenance, that has the oil change, the tire rotation, alignment, all those things, spark plugs. Everyone knows those things, but we don't get told as homeowners what maintenance is, and we're like, you don't need maintenance until it's broken, and if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And it's like, man.
I was talking to the gentleman yesterday about that. He's 60 years old. Well, that's what he told me. He was 60 years old, and we were talking about water heaters, and he said we were talking about maintenance in the water heater. I asked him, I said, well, is it something that you've taken care of? He said, I'm going to tell you the honest to goodness truth, Marshall. He's like, until this morning when I was doing some research online, I never knew you were. And I'm sitting there thinking to myself, the same kind of story that you just said. You go out, you buy a car, dad takes you to the side and, hey, every couple of months you need to do this. Every 3 to 5,000 miles you need to change your oil. If you're going to go on a long road trip, let's check your tires, maybe rotate your tires. You get this, literally this moment of education, right? And so you get a little bit of clarity. I can tell you, I was 28 when I bought my first home. There was nobody who said, Marshall, you got a water heater that you need to flush yearly. You got an HVAC system that you need to service twice a year. You have drains that, guess what, if you put stuff down them, they're gonna clog. Nobody ever gave you that moment. And so we enjoy that. Well, Jorge, I tell you, man, I'm super proud of you. We've definitely enjoyed having you here on the team. We can't wait to watch you grow as the years go by. That last thought to that next customer that you might go out to, what is Jorge's goal when he gets out there?
And Jorge's goal is, sometimes, man, I just get into that, like, you're my family. You're my family. Let me make you feel comfortable. I don't want to do anything you don't want me to do. I'm just here to help you.
Right.
I'm here to take care of you. And so as long as they feel that, and whatever options and things and decisions they make, I want you to feel that I'm the only person you want to come into your home.
Right.
As a plumber.
Be the difference.
Yeah. I want them to feel that come through. And that's the main goal right there. Just opening my heart and showing them I'm really there just for them.
Well, hey, man, we're definitely proud of everything that you've done. We're proud of all your accomplishments. Thank you guys for watching Inside the Red Truck again. You guys can find us on Spotify, on a couple of different places. Look at us on Facebook. We'd love for you to like and share. Jorge, thanks again. I'm glad you came in. Glad you enjoyed it. You did a great job, and we'll see you next time.